logo with Garrett's, he does have the lettering and then this border on the outside edge. And you could do the same idea of taking a letter, and I just dragged the one that I had copied over there, and I'm just going to place that on there. So that's just the letter G. It's still a editable font, so I'm just going to drag it down from the corner with the Shift key held down, and that makes the shape itself. So I'm going to take a look at it up close. So here it is, and I have to then try to decide, looking at the drawing or looking at the letter, which way I want to go with this, to try to illustrate this or just follow the contour. So in the character, it's Helvetica type, so I'm just going to make this a bold font, and I'm going to Option and duplicate it and put it over here. Take the text tool, highlight this, and just hit a Shift lock to make the K. And I'm going to duplicate this. I just like to keep a copy of it in case I mess off to the side. So here's the two pieces. I'll make them outline just by hitting this rotation right here. There's a curved line. Going to go to the type and create outlines. So now these are two shapes, and I'm just going to kind of estimate now, trying to determine what each of you have come up with. I'm just going to guess a little bit on this one, even though he's right next to me, and extend it like this. I can kind of get an idea of the lettering, or at least the font. I could still extend this a little bit, make that. So now I have two pieces that are kind of connected with that section in there, and there's a menu here called Pathfinder. So I'm just going to go to Window, and Pathfinder has a check on it, so I'm going to turn it off just to show you again where it's at, and it'll pop up here. And you have all these items, and when you leave the mouse over, it tells you what it is, and the first top left one is called Unite. So just so you can see what's happening, I'm going to give these both a color so that you can see them on the screen. So they overlap, and I kind of want them to do that. So I'll select this and just move it down, and use the space bar to move it up so I can see what he's got here. He's got this logo. Now you can try to adjust it or keep it, but I'll just go with this one. I'll hit the Unite, and now it becomes one image. And I can see that this isn't too bad. It's kind of close to what he designed. All of this, the only thing that's a little off is up at the top. So in the pen tool, when you take a look at it, you can see you have the pen section. You have pieces that you can take out, menus, that type of thing. This is the section that gives you more tools down at the bottom. And this one has delete and add an anchor point. So I'm going to click on the delete button and then come over to this image, and I can take out some of these points and kind of decide. Now I'm assuming he wants that little corner piece there, but I could always take that out. You can take these anchor points out as well, but we'll see what happens here. So I might keep that in there, but that'll take it out. It makes it go straight across. So taking the direct selection tool, which is you have a selection, direct selection, and zooming into this, I can see that this curve isn't really that good. So I can click on it and drag these handles out a little bit to make it fit, and I can select on this one and use the arrow key to move it up if I'd like, and it'll give me a little bit of a curvature that way. So now I have this handle I can extend. I can use the arrow keys to move this up, extend the handles out like this to get that curve a little better. So that would be for the initial part of the graphic there. The part that he has that goes all around, I'm just going to take the pen tool. Instead of trying to do it mechanically, I'm just going to click on this point and click on the midpoint here and drag the curve and go right up to this section. So I'm going to click here, drag the handles out till this curve fits right about in that section, and just wrap myself all the way around it. Try to look at the distance. There's the distance. There's the half half point mark and illustrating it like this. And I can curve it. If I curve it, I just have to click again. You'll get used to it as you go. I have it still a fill with green on it right now, as you can tell. So I'm just going to switch them and take the fill off so I have a green stroke to take a look at. So now I'm going on the mid part of it. And if I stretch it out, I have to click on it again to set it as a corner point. So I'm going in the middle of this. I didn't do it at the first part. Let's get closer. And so sometimes the curve sets itself, so I don't have to really draw too much additional. But if I do, then I just have to click on it to set that as a corner point. So here's the end of it. And now I have this stroke going all the way around. So when I select it, I take a look at the stroke panel, and I'm going to increase it a little bit. And you have these endpoints that have corner points inside this, aligning this. So I can click on those to make it pointed like he has. And I can increase this a little bit more. And then I can also take this width tool that you might remember from before, and you can adjust parts of it. Let me see if I can move this over here. But that'll give me at least the initial selection. Make it solid black so you can see a little bit better onto that section. And again, have to decide, interpret what the artist was designing at the initial onset of the project. So it kind of gives you that section to it. Okay, so there's and when you click on these, you can adjust the handles. Two handles pop out, and they work independently or together, depending on which one you grab first. And that'll give you this initial piece here. And again, the Shift X, or this switching of the colors, is going to give you that piece. And as you go through this, you can take a look at seeing what you want on some of these parts, try to experiment with some of the different graphics as you go into that. If you double click on the filler stroke, it'll give you the coloring for it. Shows you the before and after color for that. And then as you take the photograph of these, just take the picture. If you take a look at the scan, I'm just going to click on the eyeball behind the scan, hit the tab key, and maybe make it a little bit smaller. Move these guys out of the way. And now I can go Command Option Shift, and that'll give me that piece. So this one, it'll be due for tomorrow, but take a look at this one of Dave's that you want to get this one done for today.